Hi, I'm Jim Montgomery. I'm the head of role for performance analytics in DWP Digital. Why do I feel nervous? Yes, I'm ready. Tell us about your career. I joined DWP straight out of university, and I joined as a statistician. And I was dropped straight into digital, not knowing too much about it, which turned out to be a blessing in disguise, really. So I joined as a performance analyst, and I've stayed here ever since. One of the great things about DWP Digital is the ability to move around. So even though I've only stayed in one job role, I've worked on multiple projects from Get Your State Pension to Universal Credit to Carers Allowance. So always working with different teams, different stakeholders, different requirements, working with different data. I've turned up in DWP really as a novice. I had a statistical background, but I didn't even know what Google Analytics was on day one, and now I'm sort of in charge of running the account. So that kind of shows that the learning and development that's available to you. And I've been doing the head of role for just up to a year now, which has been quite an exciting challenge. We're changing the way we work within the team, which I'm leading on, and streamlining some of our recruitment and sifting practices, which I've been leading on to, which has been really exciting. What role does data play in enabling DWP to provide its services? So within performance analytics, we work with digital services to help them design with data. So two of the big things that I've been championing and been working on in this role are kind of twofold. So data plays a really key part in prioritizing what we do. So our services have multiple options for how to iterate multiple complex things we can do to try and improve the experience for both the department and the citizen. And we will work with our service teams to work out which iteration is going to potentially provide the biggest bang for our buck, and where the team should be focusing. Kind of linking to that, and the second big thing that we do is we then measure whether they made that change. So one of the things I've been championing and getting our teams to think about is measuring with hypotheses. So our design colleagues and our user researchers will come up with various hypotheses for what they think is going to happen when they introduce a certain change. We'll then work with them to manifest that into data. So what does that look like? Will it mean more people completing the service first time, fewer people ringing up, less extra work for our staff in operations? So we help work out what those things are and quantify them into success measures, and then measure the before and after. And obviously that's really rewarding as we get to see our stakeholders make multiple decisions over a fast period. So it's a much kind of fast-paced environment rather than kind of doing those bigger evaluation pieces. How does working for a government department differ to a career in the private sector? For me, the two biggest things are the scale of working in government and working in a department like the Department for Work and Pensions. It's given me multiple opportunities to move around and grow my skills in ways that I didn't think I would. DWP really invests in learning and development, so I've managed to go from not knowing how to use SQL at all to becoming pretty proficient, and not knowing what Google Analytics was on the day I moved into the department to becoming close to an expert in that too. So the scale really gives you that kind of opportunity to move around and grow and develop in ways that you probably hadn't thought about when you sat there on your interview day. And the second thing for me that's always really rewarding is DWP Digital puts the user at the heart of everything that we do. So in our agile ways of working and in the stuff that we work on, we focus on how we can improve the user experience, both for the end citizen and for the department. So kind of focusing all of our data work around making citizens and our colleagues' lives better, and really kind of gives you a good focus, gives you a good motivation to get into work. What's the biggest misconception people have about working in data? For me, the biggest thing is that I think a lot of people think that data is sort of like an external requirement or something that happens in a separate bit of the department. And if you work in data, you'll get sent a list of requests in the morning, you'll work through them, and you'll send them back over at the end of the day. It's not like that at all. we really champion working within teams, working within multidisciplinary teams, working with user researchers, working with designers, working on everyday problems as a member of the team. So sort of being that external kind of technical person, it's not really like that anymore. And you're involved within sort of that iterative, agile development right from the start. What skills do you need to have a successful career in data? A lot of people think, and this is obviously true, is that you need strong technical skills and you need strong statistical skills. But the thing that I see people not emphasizing enough is their softer skills. So if you can't articulate or struggle to kind of work with others to describe the meaning of the insight and the data that you're producing, that insight's never going to go anywhere. So I think one of the key skills that I don't see as much, and I see people are really keen to work on, is those softer stakeholder skills, working with colleagues, trying to influence ways of working, championing data throughout, identifying early where teams might be missing an opportunity to capture data, which then can rewards further down the line. So I'd really encourage you to think about your softer skills as well as your technical ones, and work out how you can develop them, because that's really going to help you grow in your data career. What's the best thing about working in DWP Digital? For me, the best thing about working in DWP Digital is the variety of things that we get to work on, and the fact that the user and the citizen is always at the forefront of what we do. So I've worked across multiple different services, from carers allowance to universal credit to the state pension, and getting to understand those different user needs and the different policy requirements, I always find really fascinating. And then getting to use my expertise and data to drive improvements in those areas is really rewarding. The other thing I really love about working in DWP Digital is the variety of different work that we can get and different requests. Everyone is fascinated about data and what it can do to develop the iteration of the product. So I've always had opportunities within a service to kind of do the standard stuff, so setting up reports, and the technical stuff, so digging into SQL and new data sources, to working across trials where we're wondering about how we should expand kind of the next iteration of the service and how that will land with our operational colleagues and with our citizens. So yeah, the variety of things that we get to work on just within a single benefit line is always really interesting, and you kind of never quite know what the next request is that you're going to get. So that is all of the questions.